Hey everybody, get on in here. Yeah, let's see if I can find us a song. I don't think I want Time to Dream, but let's do a good Doer. Sometimes we just need to be pepped up.
I saw him standing there, sad look in his eye. The kids ran to the playground, but each one passed him by. He was just a new kid here, but then I saw his face. My mama's words raced through my mind. It was like I heard her saying, be a good teacher and do it every day. One kind deed will go so far to make this world a better place. Be a good teacher and you may be surprised. Doing good to others makes you feel so good inside. Slowly I walked up to him. I said, what's your name? His eyes began to sparkle and a smile crossed his face. He's not a stranger anymore. Now he is my friend. My life has been better. All because my mama said, be a good teacher and do it every day. One kind deed will go so far to make this world a better place. Be a good teacher and you may be surprised. Doing good to others makes you feel so good inside.
Here's the good part.
Makes you feel, makes you feel, it makes you feel so good inside. Makes you feel,
I feel good.
you feel
So good.
you feel, it makes you feel so good inside. It makes you feel, makes you feel, makes you feel, it makes you feel so good inside. Makes you feel, makes you feel, makes you feel, it makes you feel so good inside. Be a good teacher and do it every day. One kind deed will go so far to make this world a better place. Be a good teacher and you may be surprised. Doing good to others makes you feel so good inside. Be a good teacher and do it every day. One kind deed will go so far to make this world a better place. Be a good teacher and you may be surprised. Doing good to others makes you feel so good inside.
Okay, folks. That song should set the tone. And I have a friend that's on here and she knows who she is. But when the crazy people in your life treat you terribly, you can't reply by not being a good deed doer. You got to keep doing what's right. Do what's right. And sometimes you just have to walk away. You do everything you can do to help somebody. And sometimes you just have to walk away. So you know who you are. We can't change the crazy people in the world. All we can do is change how we react to them. You understand that? We can't change. And I'm talking to one person. I'm talking to one person on here. And she knows who she is. You can't change what these crazy people do. They've been crazy your whole life. And you can't change them. All you can do is change how you react to them. And if you need to walk away, then you walk away. Because you are prosperous in proportion to what you can do without. And if you can do without this one thing, then by golly, let it go. Let it go, because it's not worth the wear and tear on your heart. It's not worth the wear and tear on your relationship. It's not worth the wear and tear on your mother. So just let it go. if that's what you got to do, because two wrongs don't make a right. And you can't fix crazy. You really can't fix crazy. And I know I'm saying this for other people out there that are going through some bad situations. I won't mention whose name it is, but y'all say a prayer for her. Say a prayer for her. Because she really needs the power of prayer right now, for her to be strong and her to protect her family. Because crazy people do crazy things. And keep in mind, it doesn't matter if you get a restraining order. Because, as Robert used to say in court, a restraining order is just a piece of paper. And guess what? A bullet or a knife will go through that restraining order. You can't fix crazy. All you can do is take care of you and how you react to crazy. And let it go. Because you will be blessed in return. You will be blessed in return. We don't know why people do crazy things. You can't reason with crazy people. As Jan says, crazy people are dangerous. Yeah, this poor lady has been tortured by this woman. She has been tortured by this woman. And you can't fix crazy. You can't fix it. I've even been tortured by this woman. So, you just sometimes have to walk away and let it go. Because that's the best way to get through things. Just let it go. May not stop this crazy person from doing crazy things. Because that's their modus operandi, is to do crazy things. And you can't figure it out. You can't figure it out at all. You can do everything in the world. You can do everything in the world to try to help. You can. And I helped in love this person. I did it in love to try to help them. And you still can't fix crazy. So, pray for this precious lady. She's doing her best to take care of her mama. And you can't fix crazy. Anyway, I've been playing a game today, y'all. And that game is, I went to the freezer to get out some sausages. And sausage is kind of my go-to thing to eat during the day if I get hungry. So I usually don't get hungry till about 2 o'clock. Well, at 2 o'clock I went to the freezer and got out some of my little sausages, and I cook them up and put them in the refrigerator. But while I was in the freezer, I looked at my freezer and I thought, well, what's in here needs to be cooked? And I found a package of French-style green beans. Yep, French-style green beans. And I thought, well, I'm never going to cook those. I guess Robert had picked them up and I didn't make something with them, or I didn't like the texture of them or something. Well, I thought, well, let me look in this drawer, and I found some pieces of barbecue chicken that were vacuum sealed. So I got 3 of those out. And I saw that I had some corn, and I like to do Granny's corn, which is this corn that comes in sausage tubes in the freezer section. I use a thing of white and a thing of yellow, and I put some butter with it and stick it in the oven and cook it. And so I thought, well, I'll just throw all this in my bag and I'll go upstairs and I'll make a green bean casserole. Leanne, don't listen, honey. Don't listen. You're gonna get upset with your best friend, but don't listen. I had a can of cream of mushroom soup, and I even had a can of crispy onions. You know, the onions. And I threw together, put some onion in it, and a can of cream of mushroom soup, and a little soy sauce. And wow. You got to put an E on my end of my name, or I'm not going to talk to you. And oh my goodness. So I've got dinner in the oven. It's cooking at 300 degrees right now. I'll turn it up later. I just wanted it to coast for a little while because my chicken needed to thaw and the corn needed to thaw, and I don't like to overcook it, you know. So we are good to go. Leanne's here, yeah. Let's see. Buying body parts from murdered creatures is not a good deed. I don't know who Michelle is, but somebody needs to block her because we're not talking about buying body parts. Is not a good deed. I don't know what that... I am not a vegetarian, y'all. And if I want to make some cream of mushroom soup and some chicken, I'm going to make chicken. So somebody block Michelle. I don't know why she's doing that. Anyway, so I just looked in my pantry and got stuff. And I am happy. Robert's happy. He said, oh, we got some French onions. Some, whatever they're called. Durkey. What? He said, we've got a can of those. And I said, yeah, we do. I found them. I get points. I get points for coming up with a dinner that cost us nothing. Uh-oh. Cost us nothing. So I'm not going to be ridiculed by a vegetarian on here who doesn't believe in eating meat. We eat meat at my house. I eat sausages at my house. I live on sausage and chicken and beef. So, Leanne, you know how to block her? Block her. Just do it. And my brother-in-law, my brother-in-law Phil, he had a sugar going nuts and he had a stroke. He went back to work today. Thank you for all your prayers. And he's gotten his blood sugar down to 70. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I am so proud of him. So y'all, knowing what's for dinner gives you peace. Gives you peace like you wouldn't believe. Gives you peace. And it's comforting to know you can feed your family and not have to go out in the world and face this stupid virus out there everywhere. So folks, let's drink to doing good deeds, and that good deed means having dinner on the table. Yep, having dinner on the table and just enjoying your family. So I told Justin I was going to have to social distance from him for a couple of weeks. And he said, why, Mom? I said, you had company this weekend, and I saw the pictures. Somebody from Murfreesboro, Tennessee. It's just close to Nashville, and Nashville's blowing up with this virus. So, oh my goodness, squash casserole. I make the best squash casserole you've ever eaten. You take yellow squash. You can even do zucchini. You slice it up, put it in a steamer, and steam it. And then you smash all the juice out of it. And then you put a can of cream of mushroom soup or cream of chicken soup. And then you put a tub of sour cream with it. I also like to put onions when I'm steaming it and grated carrots. And then you layer the squash mixture, and then you layer some Pepperidge Farm stuffing mix on top of that, another thing of squash, and another thing of Pepperidge Farm, and oh my goodness. Yep. Friend of mine that I went to high school with, his mom used to make this. His name's Bob Lewis. He lives in close to D.C. I think he works for the AP. And his mom was in my woman's club. And she shared that recipe with us, and I loved it. Excuse me, I burped a little bit. So drink up, folks. So y'all, it's tea time. I don't know why my watch did that. It goes nuts. It blows up huge. There we go. Back to normal. Anyway, folks, be a good deed doer. You can't answer somebody who's done something bad for you. I read this in Proverbs this week. You know, I'm reading a book of Proverbs every day, a different chapter in Proverbs. And it was, I think it was Saturday night I read it for the 25th. I don't know if that's for certain, but it said, let the good Lord take the vengeance for you, because his vengeance is much more than you could ever do. His vengeance is so much more. So be a good deed doer. You don't have to answer bad things with more bad things. You can't fix crazy. You can't. You can't do it. I know I could probably make my own cream of mushroom soup. I know how to make a roux. I know how to make gravy. All it is just gravy and green beans with mushrooms cut up in it. I love Proverbs too. I learned this from Barry Black, who is he's the chaplain for the Senate, the U.S. Senate. He's a retired chaplain in the Navy. He had like 30 years in the Navy, and then he applied for the job, and he got it. And he is an amazing chaplain. He doesn't mince words at all. But I watched, when I first heard about Barry Black, I just searched him on YouTube and watched everything that he had done, and it was on YouTube, and it was wonderful. He said when he was a kid, his mama taught him to do this. And he said early on he read this chapter, reading a chapter a day. If it's, July the 1st, you read chapter 1. It's July the 27th, you read chapter 27. And he said, I read a chapter, and it said, do not go around people doing evil things. And his friends came over, and this goes back to the good deed doer we were talking about earlier. He had two friends that came over to his house and said, hey, come with us. We're going to beat up so-and-so. We're going to beat up so-and-so. And Barry remembered what he'd read that morning, and he said, no, I can't go today. They ended up killing this kid, and they ended up spending the rest of their life in jail. Imagine that. Imagine that. So he owes his life to reading Proverbs every day. Read it out loud to your children. It is such a good way to learn things. Read it in lots of different versions of the Bible. This is fun too, because you get different things out of different versions. I grew up with the King James Version, but when I was a senior in high school, my church gave me the New American Standard. I've been reading the NIV. Sometimes I'll read a chapter from the NIV, and then I'll go back to the King James. I love the King James Version. It's just what I kind of grew up with. And it's just fun to hear the flow of the words in different translations. Because our translation, it doesn't matter what it is still not unless you can read Greek and Aramaic. I can't read those languages. I'll have to check out that one, Kathy. NASB. What is that? New American... I don't know what that is. But enjoy reading your Bible. I use an app on my phone, and it reads it to me. Bible Gateway. It reads it to me. And I can sometimes go ahead a chapter and read another chapter. So find a way to enjoy reading your Bible. And it's going to help you. It's going to help. New American Standard. But we can't get caught up in perfectionism, y'all. We can't get caught up in perfectionism. Because that's the church I grew up in. When you get caught up in perfectionism, you think you're the only one that's going to heaven. Yeah. So you can't get caught up in perfectionism. The book of wisdom. Proverbs is a book on wisdom. It really is. So check out Barry Black, chaplain of the U.S. Senate. Check him out on YouTube. He's got some great messages. Great messages. Anyway, folks, I love you all. Don't forget about our sales. And, you know, if you have not checked out our conference that we did, well, it's a workshop. We did a workshop. It was still 8 hours. You had us both for 8 hours. It was amazing. Absolutely amazing. And you can still learn everything that we taught in that whole day of stuff. How do you spell that? Spell what? Barry Black? I don't know. And I love hearing it read to me. It's like sitting at the feet of Jesus and him reading to you. You know, I kind of enjoy that. And when you got your AirPods in, it's just wonderful. SavingDinner.com/mama. MAMA. And you can still get our swag bag. You can still take the conference. You can listen to it twice. You know, a couple of hours, 1 hour in the morning and 1 hour in the evening. If you can't really be a part of a whole day session that we do, you can still, it's BARRY. Barry Black. And he was an admiral in the Navy. He was an admiral in the Navy. So, folks, gather around, watch the workshop. We had so much fun doing it, and then we recapped today with Patty, and it was just fun. And now it's raining. I love you all. I gotta go check my dinner. See ya. Don't forget, water bottles are on sale. That's going away in a week. And we've got silver rags and pink rags. And get your calendars ordered. August will be here on Saturday. Yes, they're wireless headphones. I rebelled against getting them for a long time, but they have changed my life. Because I don't have to take my phone with me everywhere. And it makes for good sound on my shows. See you later. Love you all. Bye.